Hello, Roland Cornejo Jr., future product specialist for Taylormade Golf, hopefully. This is the first video I've ever done doing a product review, but I thought I'd sit and talk with you guys a little bit about one of my favorite golf clubs in the entire bag, and that is, of course, the putter. Putter is huge for me. I have definitely more than one putter. I've been a big fan of putters, and I feel like I can't get enough products in regards to putters. I like to switch them out, try different things. It's the one kind of tool in my bag that I like to kind of modify a little bit. I like to have something that's a little bit different than everybody else. So the products I want to talk to you about today for Taylormade is actually one that I just recently received, and that is the Spider Tour Black. That is the Dustin Johnson model. It has a slant neck, an S slant neck. It has a little bit of a slight toe hang to it. But first I want to talk to you about the Spider Limited Red. This is a previous putter of mine. Let me explain to you a little bit about this putter. And a lot of people online, and I do go through a lot of the online chat rooms and things in regards to Taylormade products, because I've been a big fan of this putter for quite a while, is there were a lot of people were upset with that putter when it came out. This one is inspired by Jason Day. That particular putter is a red putter, very similar to the one Jason Day uses. And basically the main differences between the putter Jason Day used and the putter that they came out with was two things. Number one, the Spider Limited Red had a white sightline across the face of the putter. It's a huge sightline, it was white. Jason Day's model did not have that. And number two is the neck of the putter. Jason Day's putter had what you call a S slant neck, which gives it a little bit of a toe hang to it, a little bit different look at address as well. Whereas the one that they sold for $2.99 had a double bended shaft. So I actually bought that putter about 5-6 months ago, and like everybody else, I was a little bit upset that it wasn't the exact same model that Jason Day used. As a matter of fact, TaylorMade came out with a couple, and I almost bought one. Luckily I did not, and I'll tell you why here in just a bit. But they were in the vault on TaylorMade's website, and they were selling for $6.99 each. Well, that was the exact same putter that Jason Day used. It had a slant neck and had no sightline. So what I did on my end was, I'm such a big fan of the putter, and there's such a following online for that particular putter without the sightline, is I actually sent it into a company that did a little bit of modifications to it for me. So let me show you a little bit about what I did here. This is the Spider Limited Red putter that I purchased. As you can tell, I added my own Super Stroke grip to it, very similar to match the red color. It came originally with a different Super Stroke grip that had a little bit of gray to it. The putter really didn't have very much gray. Didn't make sense to me. So I switched it out with this one. And a lot of people have complimented me on that particular grip. It's a very nice grip. I found it on the aftermarket site. The other thing is the putter itself, while it is black, the shaft that it came with, is I made this more of a matte black. Now I'm not sure if you can see from the finish or not, but there's no shine to this particular shaft. I did have that modified a little bit, and that's one thing that I really like about this particular putter. The other thing, if you can tell, is it has a double bended shaft. Now there's nothing I could do about this as far as modifying that. It does make it face balanced, as you can see here. It points straight up to the sky when you're holding it in this direction. It's meant for a straight back and forth swing. But even though you have a little bit of toe hang in the actual Jason Day model, you can still have that kind of swing. So it's just something that is a personal preference for people. As you can tell, this shaft goes directly into the putter. The one thing I did modify, as you can tell, is I did get rid of that sight line. I had a company who filled it in for me, and they painted it. It's a very good job. They did an excellent job of it. But if you look at it in certain ways in the light, you can still see where that sight line was. It was right down the front here. So that's what I did, and I kind of just held off. It only cost me honestly like 50 bucks for them to do it. The red did not match perfectly, so this is not the exact same color red that came in the original putter, unfortunately. They just had to match it as close as possible. So this is what I've been using for about the past 6 months. It's been a huge favorite of mine. I really like it. And that was something that I've been using for quite a while. However, recently TaylorMade did announce that they're going to release the Dustin Johnson model of this putter and the Jason Day model of this putter. And what that means is the exact same putter that they're using on tour, at least according to what TaylorMade has stated. So a lot of frustration with TaylorMade has been going on online, because for months and even up to almost 2 years now, they've been releasing putters that are similar but not identical, and that's something that has frustrated even me. I'm someone who's looking for that specific putter. it was something that I really wanted, and it's something that you know, when they would release them, they'd release 3 or 4 in the vault. It'd be $6.99, and you know, they would sell out quickly even at that price, believe it or not. So what they did just come out with, and I just got my hands on it, and I'll tell you honestly, I got this from Golf Galaxy. It's the only one that was shipped to them, unfortunately, and it's the only one that they've received since. So still similar issues with TaylorMade. I think that they really need to get together to make a product and to make sure that they make enough, because I don't think that they fully understand the following that this specific putter has. I mean, there's so many people that I've talked to that like the putter, that will purchase one. Obviously, people were paying $6.99 just to get their hands on one without a sightline. And still to this day, if you go to TaylorMade's website as of today, which is January 5th, 2017, and you go online, that putter, the Spider Tour Black, is not even listed on their website anymore, unfortunately. I'm assuming they sold out. I had requested mine in a 34-inch model. The one that came to Golf Galaxy was only a 35-inch model, which was fine, similar to the Spider Limited Red that I've been using, so I'm already used to it now. But obviously they're still not making enough of this putter, unfortunately, and you know, I'm assuming when the Jason Day model comes out, which is spring 2017, we may have a similar issue on hand. But let me show you a little bit more about the Dustin Johnson model, what makes it a little bit different. And this one, luckily, was $2.99, which was the same price as the Spider Limited Red putter that I purchased 6 months ago. So I did not have to shell out $6.99. Like I said, about 5 to 6 months ago, they came out with a couple models of the Dustin Johnson and a couple models of the Jason Day putter, and they were selling them in their vault for $6.99, which is a huge price tag. It's something that most people cannot afford. I'm just your everyday golfer, so to me, you know, I gotta have something that I can afford and can spend a little bit of money on without feeling like it broke the bank. So here's the Dustin Johnson model, and even this has some discrepancies of what you would see online. So as you can tell, this has a Win grip, and let me tell you exactly what model it is. Online, it is described as being a Win mid-size pistol triple line firm grip, and it's a gray grip, which is different obviously from what you see here. Whereas here, the actual putter grip that comes with it is what's called a Win Excel Medalist mid-size putter grip. And to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of it. It's kind of a very slippery feeling grip. I just didn't like it. It's not the exact grip still that Dustin Johnson uses. He uses the gray grip that is advertised online. So it's still, you're not really getting what you're promised when you're paying for it, unfortunately. So that's something that I wasn't a fan of. I do plan on replacing this grip. I know Superstroke is coming out with one that is their black tie edition that will match very perfectly with this particular all black shaft, black face, and something that I think would work well with this putter. So I'll keep an eye on that. The shaft, as you can tell, is a little different than the other shaft. It is the shiny black shaft. I still prefer the matte black shaft, but that's just my personal preference. Nothing wrong with this shaft at all. It's a very nice shaft. Looks nice and will last forever, I'm sure. So it has a nice finish to it. As you can tell, it does have a slight toe hang, and the reason for that is you see the slant neck. And this is the huge thing that makes it different from the other putter. So this one has a little bit of a toe hang to it. This is the exact same slant neck that Dustin Johnson and Jason Day use. And this is, like I said, the Dustin Johnson model. The difference is that Dustin Johnson goes with an all black shaft and an all black face, whereas Jason Day's model is a red face. Everything else is very similar. The black shaft. Jason Day used I believe he used a Spider grip, which is something that they don't even make anymore. I looked for that as well when I was searching for the other putter, but perhaps they'll release it with the Jason Day model. So as you can tell, again, it has a slant neck. It does not have any sort of sight line, anything like that on this particular putter. It looks a little bit different at address, obviously, and I had to get a little bit used to it just so I can line up my putts and whatnot, because there is a slight bit of toe hang, and I've been using a completely face balanced putter for the last 6 months. But all in all, very, very excited to have this putter. Something that I look forward to taking. I have not yet taken it out on the golf course and used it, but I'm very excited to do so. Again, the only thing I would change is I'm not a big fan of the grip, just because it is a pistol style grip, which as you can tell there, it flares out a little bit on the handle here. Not a big fan of that. I kind of prefer a more rounded grip, something that makes holding it a little bit easier. As you can tell on my model, the Superstroke, it's completely round. This is a mid-slim 3.0 model. So other than that, these are all personal preferences. You'll have several golfers that prefer, pistol grip or things of that nature. I'm very excited about the putter. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of putters. I buy and sell them frequently, but this is one that I'm definitely going to keep my hands on for quite a while because I've been wanting this particular model for over 2 years now. In fact, when Jason Day first came out with his putter, he used an all-black model, very similar to this. So he started the trend. There's a lot of people who don't like the style of the putter, the way it looks. I've even heard it described as having like basically a huge motorboat look to it. Kind of strange analogy, but I've seen it online. I like it. It has a good moment of inertia to it. It rolls the ball very pure and has a pure roll insert in it. Slight toe hang again on the Dustin Johnson model versus the Spider Limited Red. If you like a sightline, the Spider Limited Red is still a very good putter too. So I like them both. I do plan on getting the Jason Day model hopefully when it comes out. Hopefully if these videos go well, I can continue to do product reviews for Taylormade. Actually get out on the golf course and show you some actual footage of using products and different things of that nature. I really look forward to hopefully having an opportunity to test out more of their products and describing them to people online and explaining to them what makes a little bit different. I've actually looked for several reviews of the Spider Tour Black. I have not found one yet, so this is going to be one of the first that comes out, at least that I've searched through on things like YouTube and whatnot. But all in all, I think it's a great putter. I'm still a little disappointed with Taylormade in the fact that they don't tend to make enough of their products, especially things that people really are following and really want. It's very obvious they're sold out again. They haven't made enough of this particular putter to accommodate the people that want to use it. And this is something that you're talking about the top 2 golfers in the world right now, as far as Jason Day being the #1 golfer and Dustin Johnson having just won several awards last year. Several events, he's in the top 30 golfers. So, and I think he was PGA Tour Player of the Year last year. So, people are going to want to use what they're using, and we're just not getting enough product out there to accommodate that. But other than that, I have to really commend Taylormade on actually finally making the exact putters that they're using. Providing that slant neck that a lot of people have been wanting, and looking forward to testing out different models as they come out in the future. But recently, they've been doing some really good things. Had some top golfers switching to Taylormade as well. Some of the Nike golfers that are no longer under contract, including a very well-known name of Tiger Woods. So look forward to testing more products out in the future. Again, my name is Roland Cornejo Jr. and I hope to be a future Taylormade product specialist. Hopefully you guys liked the video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly in the comments. Thank you very much.